And last of the evening, we have our reigning Miss Columbus 2014, Haley.
Thank you. So I was on a plane last week traveling to Colorado when a lady noticed on my blanket that it was monogrammed Miss Georgia 2014. I quickly told her that I was not Miss Georgia, but I got to compete in this wonderful system for 3 years. She then was so curious about pageants, and I first compared it to the movie Hunger Games. All right, I want you to think about it. Think about it for a moment. You have different districts, franchises. You have some franchises that have more sponsors. You have a prep team that prepares you for the big event. And at Forum, each girl walks down this one little row. We put our hand in a bowl, and it tells us which group we're going to compete in. And in reality, we don't hurt one another, but there's always one girl standing as the winner. May the odds be ever in your favor. Okay, so this grabbed her attention, but then I really got to explain to her what the Miss America system was all about. The biggest lesson that I have learned is the ability to embrace unexpected opportunities. You never know when God will place a certain person in your life, an opportunity that might take you entirely out of your comfort zone, but the ability to see you have the courage that you thought you never had. I never dreamed that the day that Mom and we walked into this pageant shop and we saw these beautiful gowns, and we were wondering, oh my goodness, who would spend that much money on a gown? But I remember we looked at one another, and a lady by the name of Joy Little quickly told us about an amazing pageant system called the Miss America organization. If you haven't guessed it, my mom walked into the gown shop that many of us in Columbus know as Lasting Impressions. Before we left, I had performed my only song that I knew how to sing, which was Honey, I'm Home by Shania Twain. Had a small mock interview, tried on many dresses, and I was basically signed up for my first prelim. You know, I will confidently say that pageants have not changed me as a person. I am still the same Haley Henderson that I was when I started competing in my sophomore year in college. But I will say that pageants made me have better self-awareness to the strengths on how I can help others. My first pageant, some of you are in here, you saw it. I will never forget. It was definitely a mix of the Hit Me Baby One More Time video with Britney Spears with my hair in pigtails and absolutely having no clue when a girl ran up to me and was like, Haley, can I borrow your butt glue? My response was, my butt what? But pageants was that amazing opportunity that I am so grateful that I had. I love what the Miss America organization represents: style, service, scholarship, success. I love the fact that being a title holder doesn't mean you just go to Miss Georgia. It means that I had a full year to serve the community that believes in me to hold the title of my city. You got to realize, I never dreamed I would have the opportunity to compete for Miss Georgia. I remember growing up and seeing my grandfather sit in his den, and he was making his ballot sheets on who would be the next Miss Georgia. And majority of the time, he would pick the winner. My grandfather passed away, but he left a character trait to me that I'm so proud of: the ability to never see one as a stranger. Every one of us in this room has a story. It's when you meet somebody for the first time, you have the ability if you choose to read it or not. Growing up, I struggled with a speech impediment. In fact, when I was in first grade, I remember when all the boys and girls got to go up on the stage and sing to their parents. I was pulled out to be the sign girl because my voice was so distracting to others. I was often teased and made fun of, and I did sound quite entertaining. I went through many speech therapists, but there was one man that believed in me. And Alonzo Kramer, would you stand up right now? Y'all, please give this man a round of applause. Thank you. Often I get asked in interviews, who is your hero? And many times you have girls named celebrities, their favorite pop star. But for me, it's a man named Alonzo Kramer. For that reason, besides my parents, he saw something special in me. He told me, Haley, you can do it. Fast forward to where I am now, I first never dreamed I would have the opportunity to compete for Miss Georgia, let alone sing on the stage. My grandfather, again, he passed away when I was 7, but there was no doubt that this year, I felt him looking down at me the entire time. This was a very interesting year. When I was Miss Troup County, I could have ended on a very high note, walked away with the pageant world and be satisfied. However, I knew in my heart that God wanted me to go back just one more time as Miss Columbus. Remember, this is a title that I dreamed of, and I was a past first runner-up for 2 years in a row. It was all in His timing. I put all my eggs in one basket and told my mom this was going to be my year. Once I won Miss Columbus, I knew God had a task for me that year. Pageants are a very unique way to spread His gospel. But this is what put me in this arena. I know this year at Miss Georgia, I was going to go big or go home. But what a great home I got to come back to. I honestly gave it my all, and even though I did not win the title, I won something bigger. This crown on my head, honestly, is just a really nice piece of plastic. If I asked you right now, to name the last 6 Heisman Trophy winners, could you do it? If I asked you right now to name the last 5 people who won the prestigious Nobel Peace Prize, could you do it? If I asked you to name the last 7 Miss Americas, the system that we're competing in right now, could you do it? I will be surprised if anyone can answer all those questions correctly. The key factor is the title is just a title. People forget the name. However, Maya Angelou puts it best. People may not remember exactly what you said. They might not remember exactly all the things that you did, but they will remember how you made them feel. This crown is the ability to touch lives for the better. This year has had its struggles. I lost some people in my life that I truly love. But I also gained some people back in my life that truly loved me. Sometimes we get so caught up in the small details of life. You have one life to make a difference. And the easiest and also the hardest thing to do is just love one another. It's that simple. But on top of all the trials, there were many triumphs. Thanks to this amazing community I mentioned earlier, I was able to raise $17,250 for the national platform Children's Miracle Network. In addition, those events were part of my personal platform, the March of Dimes, where over $50,000 was raised. This just shows you that you have a year to make it what you want it. The biggest advice at the end of the day is to remember that this is just a pageant. In front of me, there's some amazing judges, but in reality, they are just people with opinions. The biggest competition you have in life is yourself. You can decide how you want your life to go, and be thankful for the people who sponsored you and helped you along the way. I am very thankful for my Miss Columbus sponsors. Roland, thank you for being the best trainer and telling me to eat more chicken. Thank you, David, his amazing staff. Santi, your amazing mom. Thank you for just supporting me and being that amazing hair sponsor. Thank you, Dawn, and all her amazing team at Southeast Regional Med Spa. I also want to thank the many coaches. It takes a team. The seamstress, Kathy Scott, dress designer, everyone who prepared me for Miss Georgia. You know who you are. Thank you. I am thankful for each franchise that I have had the honor of being your queen. I am thankful for all my many sister queens that have gained from this program. They will always be my sisters. I am thankful for also my boss, Alex Vann from Chick-fil-A, for allowing me to miss a few days of work. And this year, I had a special cow that got to go with me to many appearances. I am thankful for my pageant best friend, who can't be here tonight. During the journey, I didn't really have a pageant boyfriend that you hear all the time, but my pageant best friend was the complete opposite of me. She's usually in a deer stand hunting while I'm trying to win a pageant. And I will say she was there every step of the way. Now, I do have a pageant boyfriend who I think is pretty smart because his last pageant is his first pageant is my last, so good job. I also want to thank the McNally family and the White family for always believing in me and giving me that spiritual strength that through this all to always be myself. And I also want to thank the Lennon family who adopted me as one of their own, who really saw my passion for this system and supported me. To all my amazing princesses out there, I see you. Thank you for loving me. My journey would not have been the same without you this year. And I also want to thank my parents. My parents, well, let me put this, you always see the smiling, bubbly, can face anything Haley. My parents see the other side, the side where I'm hurting, the side where there's tears, and they've been there for me every step of the way. And Mom and Dad, I thank you for that. You know, without their support, I honestly know would not be standing here today. And ultimately, I gotta thank my God, for none of this would have been possible without Him. He provided this all. I know this was definitely past my 2-minute mark. If I was at Academy Awards, I think the music has already played. But this will be my last time to speak with the Miss America crown on my head. And I want to leave you with one final thought from Mother Teresa. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people will accuse you of being selfish and having hidden motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will have some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies, but succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you, but be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy in just one night. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous, but be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten, but do good anyway. Give the best you have. It will never be enough. Give your best anyway. And the final analysis is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. For the last time, with this amazing Miss America crown on my head, I am your Miss Columbus State University 2011, your Miss Troup County 2013, and your Miss Columbus 2014, Haley Henderson.